Welcome to the second breakdown as we continue on our journey for the Kong's Card 7 Days of Tournaments and Madness, and our journey to see how Fire Kings are going to hold up in the TCG. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome. Starting off with your top 16 here, we have 4 Rescue Ace and 4 Manadeum. Holy crap, these are some challenging titans out here. The fact that both Manadeum and Rescue Ace are kind of sitting on the same plateau here is, okay. And then Purely is our other most represented deck in the top 16. Okay, well, what are our one-ofs? We had 1 Minkanko. Well, that's interesting to actually see Damage Reflection combo doing its thing. We had 1 Fire King. Still not a lot of Fire King representation, surprisingly. We have the Power of Centurion. That's pretty standard. We also had 1 Tier Elements at the end of this. And we also have a Branded Duelist kind of bringing up the rear here as well. This is a lot more jam-packed with meta than I initially kind of expected to see. But as we shift on into top 8 here, we lose actually half of our Rescue Ace and half of our Manadeum Duelist get cut off. Now, the most interesting thing about this is those 2 decks didn't end up winning this event. Actually, Minkanko ended up overcoming all of this and stepping up as the Titan of this, which I'm fairly impressed. You know, the victory for the YCS that it had down in, what was it, Bolivia, I think is a good showcase to still prove that this deck is on top of its meta. We also had our Fire King Duelist found their way into top 8. That's been a pretty consistent thing that I think that we've been seeing as of late here. We also have Purely, okay, and our Centurion Duelist steps on into the light here as well, showcasing that for a top 8 finish, you know, you have a lot of meta spread amongst this, and you had a very good conversion rate for this. Let's pass on over to those deck lists. Ending our event here is Gen and Ken back at it again with the Power of Minkanko, kind of making sure that, you know, things flow relatively well for this deck. I mean, I've loved watching what the combo version of this deck actually can do, especially, you know, with the Sinful Spoil stuff, especially, you know, coming off of the YCS, oh man, like about a month ago, and the deck kind of went back to being dormant. But I think that this deck does have some incredibly strong matchups and a lot more things that I think people kind of don't really consider. Next up here, our second place, wow, Fire Kings traveled on all the way up to second place. Sit at the dinner table here. I see that we are playing Econs. Okay, well, this is actually incredibly important. This does kind of showcase that Econ is a very strong card for the meta. You also see the Power of Skill Drains here doing their thing. And most of this extra deck stuff is actually pretty cool. It's interesting to only see 1 Garunix, but most of the builds really can't support multiples. Good stuff. All right, our top 4. Hi, Purely. Well, the Cat in the Hat deck did manage to kind of crawl on up here into top 4. Am I surprised? No. Honestly, this deck still has the consistent track record that it needs. Still only playing 1 lead. See that we are citing Shifters and Bells. I feel like this has been a pretty common thing for a majority of this format, that this deck is just going to opt to play Shifter every single time it can because, you know, it hurts your opponent typically more than you, and, you know, it's not like you can't suck up your spells off of the Purely stuff. Our other top 4 duelist here is Manadeum, of all things. Manadeum really had a good track record here. I see that we are playing the 1 Spell Canceler. I've been seeing this coming up as more of a tech choice as of late, and I think that it's actually been pretty cool just to see what this deck is doing for its tech choices. Also love the massive spread of field spells that we got going here. Good to see that somebody is still focusing on playing the Vice's Starfrost Searcher. Next up here, we have Emergency Ace, Life Alert. We moved our Econs down here to the side deck. I guess they didn't want to really worry about trying to handle anything that the opponent's going to be doing. I think that this is fine. Wow, they also push the trolls down here. Okay, we're main decking the Nibiru's. No thrust. We're just main decking talents. Wow, they board in the thrust to kind of handle any of the situations that I guess is going to come up as an issue. Interesting. Next up here, Gamma, 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 Gamma Centurion. Wow. You know, I'm actually surprised that this deck got away with playing Gamma. It's not really one of the strongest things in the world, but I guess, like, if you're attempting to do Emblem or stand up Centurion and your opponent like drolls you afterwards or something, then I guess like the Gamma coming down does matter to make the Omega. I can't imagine that this comes up a lot though. You know what I mean? Because like this deck doesn't necessarily have, you know, good times. Next up here we have more Life Alert. This Life Alert deck, main decking triple copies of the Droplet, no econs. I see that we do have the Mistaken Arrest package doing its thing down here. And of course, I still love the Firewall package, man. Like, this deck effectively does everything the Mathmech wanted to do, but effectively does it better. And it's not even Cyberse monsters. One Dia Bellstar. See, this is what I talk about. Like, I think the consistency of the one Dia Bellstar outweighs trying to bulk down on more. And our last top 8 build here is more Vices good stuff. But once again, see this build's playing a Gaga Cowboy. We have some Croissant Designators to handle out anything stupid. And I do see that we are playing Yield Pinkertops down here as well. That's definitely good. And of course we see the thing that Pack definitely coined out here. The fact that another deck playing the Stop to the Leap. Alright, good stuff. Now we move on into top 16. Hi, Unchained. Holy moly. You did not have a good time back here. You really got shoved back here. I see that we're still doing the DDD package as per usual. Still best 4-card dedication you can have. We do play the Sangan. Once again, Sangan post-side decking to pull, you know, your good hand traps so that, you know, you have them for the terrible matchups. That's the main reason why you consider them. This card's so good with the tour guide still, even to this day. Alright. Hi, Manadium. Wow, we're main decking the Droplets today. Now this is saucy. I see somebody's playing some Floodgates out here. You can definitely get a little bit saucy with this. I like the idea of being able to genuinely slow down your opponent, and especially, you know, if they can't set up. This doesn't really hurt you all that much, especially if you set up your big field. You're just kind of off to the races. Okay, good stuff. Next up here, we have our only Tier Elements duelist to find their way into Top Cut. And we are playing one Shyama, which is fine. Double copies of Screech. This build is also playing There Can Only Be One. Yeah, that feels actually pretty normal at this point. We have the Droplets as per usual. And hello, good cards. How are you? This is, I don't remember seeing builds playing Foolish Burial Goods, but, you know, I feel like there's a first for everything. Next up here, more Manadium. Alright. We're actually playing 2 cross-sets. See, this is the curse of the 2-ofs. It's back. Alright, there's the Reinhardts, there's the Samsaras, there's the 2 Starfrost. Why the 2-ofs? Just maximize it and play the 3-ofs so that I feel like you can try to get the best results out here. 2-ofs, 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 2-ofs. Yeah, this is not what I expected to see. Next up here, Purely. Alright, we're playing 2 Fenrir. I think that or you choose to play the 3rd. Honestly, you're already playing at 40 cards. You can mess around with ratios if you really, really wanted to. I mean, you have the extra hand traps in here. Kind of deviate for that. You do see the power of Dimension Shifter coming in clutch in that side deck yet again. And, of course, my favorite No Fun Allowed card out here that we always typically get the chance to see from all the Purely mains. My favorite, Nope. All right. 60 card Branded Chimera Gas. What do you want me to tell you here? Like, the fact they managed to get this all into 60 cards and have both engines actually working and getting away with playing the fusion duplication is actually kind of hilarious to me at the end of this. And of course, man, even now, they still managed to jam-pack it all in and get the chance to play Allure of Darkness. Saucy. And 15th place. Oh boy, hi Dia Bellstar and friends. See that we are main decking the Super Polish for the board breaking. We also opted for some Book of Eclipses to keep that additional pressure on the opponent. I see that we are playing the Shufflers here. What in the world? Okay, sure. Then we have Instant Fusion for Mud, and we have some Econs for the Mirror Match. Pretty standard minus whatever's going on here with these. In fact, we're playing the Shufflers. Okay. And our other top cut list. I see that we opted to side the Warrior package. Interesting. Like, should this be sided in? like I guess like they felt for whatever like combo variations and things that they might be going, like it's just better to have the main deck set for the more easy approach, and then you bust down the door with these for like the later half of the combo. Interesting. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.